Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Joe. I am finishing up my Moducase collection. I bought a set of like 5 pieces that go together. I forgot which model number it is, but basically it comes with 3 6/110s, a 98, and the 98 is just a little, if I turn that horizontally, be just a little bit smaller than the 110. It comes with a shelf, so I can split it up, and then it comes with this guy. I think that's a 50 something centimeter one, and then the last 110, 6/110, goes on top, so it'll be nice and square. I haven't put any front panels. I haven't put them together yet over here because I have to get the last piece on first before I could join them together. I bought the stands for these. They go on here, but they haven't come in yet. You know how long it takes for stuff to come in from Singapore. So I'm probably going to be on the next shipment, probably next year. Who knows? But once I get those in, these are going to decorative stands. I have a 6/110 here that I bought from Sideshow Collectibles, but you could just buy them individually. Of course, Sideshow being a big business, they get theirs no problem. But general public, when you order a big unit, yeah, you got to wait a year and a half. So here's my last box. I will give them props. These are packaged very nicely. Here's my last one, my 6/110. Let me cut the tape real quick. All right, I got the all the tape cut. The bottom side, the top lifts off. You can set aside this lid to put your garbage in. So we have a protective piece here. Or just let your cat play with it. Mainly what this video is going to be focusing on is what everybody on YouTube who put together these Moducases are not telling you. Okay? Maybe they leave that information out purposely so people could ask some questions, and it looks like there's a conversation going on. It looks like there's a what's the word? Anyway, so it comes packaged like this. Looks like there's activity with that video, you know. So, but I'm going to fill you in on everything. First thing I found wrong, it doesn't come with instructions. I had a email Moducase, and they sent me instructions, but even those are vague. They're not very good. A red-blooded American like you and me, we could figure stuff out. That's why we have the greatest country in the world. All it does come with is an inventory, so use that to inventory what you have. But it just shows you basically what should be in what slot. So they have bars, side frame bars, you know, your channels, conduits for your lights, more bars. You got foot pads you don't need unless it's the bottom case. Stacking brackets, they look like this, and they're shaped with the in the same curvature as these channels. You can see how it's like a half moon almost. So your stacking brackets and your M5 nuts are also shaped half moons. Then you get a lot of screws and washers. You get 2 installation tools, and you have the front panel safety screw. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is take everything over to my work area, and kind of semi set up, and I'll be right back. All right, real quick, you get a front glass, well, they're actually plexiglass, and you get two side panels that are plexiglass. You're only going to need one because where you attach these together, right, they're going to attach together on the back side. You need it to be open so you could put the bracket between the two and they get secured just like that. So you can't have your plexiglass installed here. I do recommend that you do install those brackets for safety purposes. These are not that heavy. You can see a little kid can like grab onto this and it could topple on them. But with the whole thing connected as one unit, it'll be very heavy and sturdy, and I don't think a kid can top it over then. So I'm going to just take one side panel, put it on the side. I don't need it. You know this is the front panel because you have like this seal going around it. It's a thin rubber seal. I think it's also magnetic, so it'll attach to these little magnets they have in the front frame. And it also has a hole, so your safety screw can hold that whole panel in place. Okay. They should have made this a little thicker. There are still gaps everywhere where dust can enter, I believe. They should have done a better job at making this more tighter. You can see light back there. That just means dust. This is supposed to protect you from the dust, and then I don't think it's going to do 100% job. But as you are unboxing, make sure you are wiping down, because the bottom shelf is made of wood, so you're going to have some wood pieces in here. Then you have a back panel, which is black, or you could choose white. When I talked to Moducase and asked their opinion, they're like, do whatever you want. There's no guidance. There's no what do you call it? There's no nobody there to offer you suggestions. It's like they don't want to be bothered. Also, from the manufacturing process of all those metal bars, there's metal chips inside here, some more than others. This is the top panel. It's the first one that it doesn't have a sticker. They usually have stickers telling you what's what. This one doesn't have it. I'm happy. I know this is the top panel just by putting together 5 others. But those stickers, they're really hard to get off. They leave a adhesive residue behind. It's a pain in the ass. They should have thought that through. And then you have the bottom panel, which I said, yeah, it's wood. And then you could really see all the lint and metal chips in here against this deep black velvet. So make sure you have a lint roller. And the more lint and stuff you get off, it kind of makes you dizzy, because this deep black color your eyes can't focus on anymore. But when there's lint on it, your eyes can focus real easy. Once you take all that little white specks off, it's hard to focus on that black. It's almost like a black hole, So let me go set up again a little more. Okay, so the main focus of this video, like I said, is going to be everything that everybody else didn't tell you. Okay, I know Moducase, they cornered the market pretty much because they're filling a void that wasn't out there. I tried finding other stuff. I think more products are coming out now, but you know, I already paid for this, waited a year and a half for it. But I have several vehicles that I need to protect. They're getting so dusty. I'm in this model club that builds 1/8 scale vehicles. They're the next size down from the 1/6 scale vehicles. I'm working on the 1966 Batmobile. I have the 1966 Batmobile in that one. I'll probably use that for something else. I want to put all my vehicles here. I have these big 1/6 scale figures that I want to protect more. You know, so I had no choice but to buy this Moducase. So now, what we're going to do, I have some chicken scratch here. I made like a 20-point list of everything that they didn't tell you, and I pretty much had to figure out on my own. It's kind of pitiful, but let me flip this camera around and we'll get started. Hey, I'm not really a YouTuber. I don't have all fancy equipment to film all this stuff. I don't have anybody to help me either. So hopefully we could get this and you can see what's going on here. So the first thing we did was open the box. Okay, we removed everything from the box. Like I said, wipe everything off. I've worked in the past in machine shop areas when I worked on aircraft. It's not fun at all getting little metal chips in your eyes. I mean, it's to be expected. All this equipment, all these things they give you is metal, aluminum, and that's going to happen. So just take precaution, like I said, before you just dive into anything. Wipe it down. When you are removing and inventorying all your parts, don't rush into opening this bag. You got a bag with everything you need right here. And I'm pretty sure everything is there. You could inventory it all, but they give you, one thing is they give you so much stuff that you're not going to run out. Maybe over there in Singapore, if you're installing something, you drop a screw, maybe they're in their mindset, they're like, oh, just leave it on the floor, grab another screw, don't go pick it up. I don't know. That's what it seems like. Why else would they give you tons and tons of hardware, you know, where every other company, when you get something, you get maybe one extra screw. You always get a new Allen wrench right here, T-wrench. You always get a new lint rag. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only opened this one because I misplaced this one. But check out my other video. If you can't get that paper off the plexiglass, use my lint rag trick that I showed in the other video. Okay, they give you some stickers. These feel like they're like raised stickers. If you want to display Moducase somewhere. Okay, then you get all of these C channels for your windows, and you have your conduits channels. This is going to be another video where we install the lights and we install these conduits to hide the wires. That's way down the road. It's not today. Let me get these out of the way. Like I said, only one side gets a plexiglass, and for me, looking at the frame, looking at my case, it's the right hand side. So I'm going to need 3 of these C channels that hold the plexiglass in, and there are 2 different sizes. You have a longer and shorter, so we need 1 longer and 2 shorter ones. The rest of these, all this extra stuff, I'll store it somewhere again. Okay. Now, important, have yourself a good, dry, clean microfiber towel or something else to that effect. And as you are pulling out these bars, your horizontal and vertical bars, wipe them down. There's still residue oil from the machining process. It'll end up getting on your hands, and then all that grease and oil is going to get on your plexiglass, and you're going to have a hard time cleaning those plexiglass. Look at that, more metal chips. See that? Just picked one up out of the carpet. It's really hard to clean plexiglass. I don't recommend using Windex because that's for glass. This is plastic. I think there's some plastic cleaners out there that we could use to clean them. But as of right now, you want to minimize the amount of fingerprints and oil you get on your plexiglass. And you may be asking, well, where else is it coming from? Not only, you can see that, see those black marks? I don't know if you can see it. I'll show you a better example here in a little bit. But it's, of course, you know, they probably built my case 2 years ago, and it sat in storage until they filled up the shipping container. So they're going to have upset customers if, you know, your thing shows up a year and a half later and it's all rusted out or has corrosion on it. The customer's not going to be happy. And where that is really prevalent is in your screws. This is one of those inspection gloves, you know, so you handle stuff that when you don't want fingerprints. I use the extra one to clean the hardware. Look at all that preservative oil on the hardware. See how black that white glove is? So that's step 2. After you wipe down the bars, you open up your bag of screws and you put them in a towel or something and get all of that preservative oils off. Because when you pick these up and screw them into the bars, you're going to get all that oil on your fingers. And once again, it's going to transfer over to your plexiglass. You have a front frame as well. You have 2 short pieces, which will be the vertical sides, and you have 2 front that are longer, the 110 centimeters long. Go ahead and put these to the side right now. Just wipe them off. Just wipe off the oil. And you know which is the front is because they have this lip on here. See that lip? That means where the magnets are. That's facing forward, and then the plexiglass fits inside of the frame. So we're getting all the oil off. Now you can open up your hardware bag, and like I said, wipe off the oil. But if you bought a whole system, like I did, like the DF. This is the sixth. There's a DF series. There's another series. I think it's a little smaller. Like I was saying before, they give you so much hardware that I don't even think I need to open up my bags. This is all the leftovers from the previous four. From the previous 4 cases I built. Plus they gave you this. Plus I still have more here. Look, all these screws and set screws they send you, and the feet. Look at all the stacking brackets I still have. You only need 4. You only need 4 per case when you're stacking. Look at all these horizontal brackets connecting one to another. If you're just connecting 2 together like I am, then you only need 2, but they give you 4. So I'm not going to open this. I don't keep it in the garage, and if I ever come across a need to use any of these, I don't know, working on my car or something. And then look at all these M5 nuts. This is what connects, you screw into. I got all of these. I only need 2 more, but I have 4 here, another bag here, like 3 more bags there. So good on Moducase for supplying a lot of hardware. The foot pads you don't need, put them aside. You also get a small Allen key for the set screws. The tiny Allen key, you need that. It's a smaller diameter than your main Allen. Okay. So after you clean all your set screws and your screws like that of the oil, you want to start preparing all of your bars for assembly. So now, how do you know which bars we install screws? Well, look at 2 different bars. We have one which has a shiny end where they machined and tapped out some threads. And then you have these where it's all black on top. That's because it's going to be visual to your eyes, and so no screw goes in there. Okay, so we have 2 back verticals, and then we have all of these horizontal side pieces, and then we have the horizontal front frames and back frames right here. So now everything that has a shiny end gets a screw and washer. So you grab a screw, look at the washer, kind of like tilt it to the light. You'll see one dull end, and then if you flip that washer over, there's a shiny side and it's kind of beveled. The beveled end goes towards the screw head. And then you just simply, wherever you see a shiny end, you install a screw. Go ahead, do all that prep work first before you start assembling anything. That's something I have to show you, that in my preparation, installing all these screws. I'm on the front, one of the front frames. It happened on the other long front frame. Is like, I know this isn't cross-threading, but it's really hard to screw in, whereas everything else, you know, everything can screw in no problem without any force at all. Just sometimes when they machine threads, sometimes they're a little tight or whatever. So just grab your Allen key and then just kind of like start, it'll, with just barely any pressure, you could like basically re-tap that hole And you can feel, since it's tight, but it's not stopping, that means it's not cross-threading and you're fine. Okay, stop when it gets to like a 1/4 inch. Let's do this side. And this is the last screw I have to install. I prepped everything else already. Make sure you use that trick. If you feel like it's not going in, this one, oh, super smooth like butter. But if it wasn't, use that trick, that old trick when starting screws. And that is, you put it in here and you go in reverse until you hear a click. There, I don't know if you heard that, but it clicked. That means it's set in the grooves. And then you screw this in. And you can do it real quick because it's smooth as butter. And then, so all of my prep work for screws is done. You can see my horizontal side pieces, they're all done. They're the small ones. My vertical rear frame pieces, they're the long ones. That's where you get your length from, the longest side. And then the rear vertical back frames. Now these are different. Let me get closer to you guys here. These have double channels. You see that? Okay. Why? I don't know. But anyway, they also have this hole that passes through. See, there's a hole passing through. But look for the hole on the side. Then that hole on the side goes to the rear. And then this other channel, I guess they have it double channel just for strength. But the one with the hole goes towards the back. Okay, and then in that slot, that back slot is where your back panel goes. The front slot is not used. So what I'm going to do is kind of do a rough layout. We have 2 rear verticals. We have 4 horizontal sides, up and bottom and top. Then we have the back horizontal, top and bottom. And the way you want to build this is you want to start from the back, bottom, sides, bottom, side, top. Install your back panel, finish the top frame, rear, and then put in your plexiglass on the sides. Then and then after that, so what it's going to look like at that point is like a sideways U shape. So you want your top, your back, and your sides. And the opening is where the front frame goes for the front panel. Okay? So I'm going to start here, hole to the rear. And then I get my bottom rear, wiggle it down so that washer, as well as the screw head, goes into the track. Okay. Then you get your Allen wrench. Okay, and then you start screwing this in. Now as you get close to the end, before you cinch it down, use your nail and line up to make sure it's flush and square. And then you can, if it's not flush, then you just loosen it and make sure that it's all lined up nice and square and flush with each other. Okay. Now I'm going to get this side. Make sure the hole is facing backwards. Slide the have your finger pressing against everything, feeling flush, square, and that there's no, kind of like setting tiles, you know? You gotta make sure there's no step or gap there. So that's the back frame, and now we throw on the horizontal bottom, so that way this thing can kind of stand up. Just tilt it a little bit. Yeah, sorry if that's not in the video frame there. And once it bottoms out, you just kind of give it a torque, just like that much, and torque it. Yeah, if you don't get this washer inside the channel with the screw head, then it's probably going to pop out. So just make sure the washer is also in the channel as well. Feel for flush. And then a little cinch. Alrighty, we're getting there. So now, before we proceed, know which side is going to be attached to the next Moducase, so that way it doesn't tip over and it becomes one solid unit. You have these M5 screws. You can see on the back of those, they have like a little ball bearing, spring-loaded ball bearing in there. So my left side is going to be attached. So to the camera, it kind of looks like the right, but this is, I'm looking at it. So this is the right, this is the left. You have to slide these down the channel, because if you install the bars, the next set of bars, you can't get them inside. So don't forget these. I don't know how many times I forgot, and I had to take the bar off and then put this in. That's what they don't tell you. You know, they tell you after the fact. They're like, I've seen some videos where, like, oh, this is how you assemble the case, and then there's a new video saying this is how you attach them to one another. You know, and they say, well, put these inside the channels. But like, wait a second, shouldn't I have done that first? You know. Now on the front, I have to find the side that's going to get attached as well, because you want two of these M5 nuts in the back, just for safekeeping, just an extra, and then you want two in the front. So now here's my lip. You can see that, but I'm looking at the front frame. So now there's a back channel which is going to go here, right? So I need 2 more of these M5 nuts to go down in the channel. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so now we can continue on with the frame. I just want to get this out of the way and show you guys, because this is everything they don't tell you, including the company. So I don't know if you can see this, but after I installed all those screws, look at my finger. Even though I cleaned them with the towel, there's still oil transferring to my fingers. You can see that right there, all that oil from the machine screw oil, preservative oil. So I am going to wash my hands before I handle the plexiglass. Just showing you right now. Okay. So now what we're going to do is finish up the horizontal side brackets or bars. So this one's really easy. You just screw that in there. You have your finger kind of resting on top. Use your fingernail if you have to. Make sure everything is flush. And then a quick cinch. Okay. Now this side that I'm working on, it is my right. It looks like the left to you, I think. But this is the side that the plexiglass is going on. So let me tighten this up, and then I have to pause the video because I have to get the plexiglass ready. It takes some time to get that paper off, that protective paper. And so, there. But what I can show you right now is, you see how we're starting this sideway U? Okay. And just to keep it rigid, I'm going to install the back panel. This black panel, you got a white side and a black side. I asked the company, which side do we use, you know, and there's no, they didn't offer no suggestion or anything like, or, you know, what type of aesthetic would you like to have. So what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to put the black panel inside for the back panel. See how hard it is to get this paper off? I'm going to pause the video. Just look at this mess. You know, they need to come up with a less sticky adhesive. So I don't want the inside of my panel saying back panel for my display pieces. These lint rags, you know, they're pretty good at grabbing hold of that adhesive and getting rid of it. All I do is just put a little bit, tap my tongue, wet the rag just a little bit with my tongue. There, and it pretty much takes it off. But this back panel, I'm assuming these big holes go to the top because that's where you're going to pass through your wires for your lights. Make sure it's down on the channel. These are flexible, so sometimes they're like popped out. But yeah, there's no advice by the company of what you should do and what situation. You know, it would be nice if, you know, this company's been doing this a while. They should know every scenario. It's like, well, if you have this type of product that you're going to display, we found that the white display back would be better. And then for this type of display items, use the black back panel, the black side. Nope. You just got to do what you want. And then if it looks like it's too dark in there, even with the lights on, then I might have to undo it all and flip these around to the white side. But what I'm doing is using the black back and the white top. So that way where the lights go, which will be up here, lights go up here, I believe. And maybe the light will reflect a lot of this white backing and illuminate my display pieces. Alright, so now you could pick up your case, set it on top. It doesn't want to move because like those machine surfaces kind of like grab at one another, and your corners may not be completely square. So now we take our stacking brackets and they go down the channels. Just drop them in. They kind of shape like a half moon. And then you want half of it in the bottom case and the other half fastened to the top case. So now you get your little Allen wrench and all of your little set screws. They look like this. Put your Allen wrench in, get it ready. Now what I'm going to do is, you're not going to see off camera. I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time. Maybe I can, I don't know. Not enough light in here. But you see here, Alright, here's one example. Okay, so I have this stacking bracket in between. Okay, now you don't want to make it perfectly center, because right behind this set screw is the hole that screws in the brackets. So if you put the set screw in there, it's just going to go through that hole. So you have to go, what I do is I line it up to where the hole is just below the center line. See how we have the two cases together right there? This bottom hole, or you could do the top hole, whichever you prefer. That is just above or below that center connection. Then you put your set screw in. I'm just going to only do one until I get all of these stacking brackets in. So now you can feel it got tight there, and then I'm just going to cinch it a little. See? So now this is one unit essentially. So now what I have to do is have to square up the other side. Now down here, this connection down here, you can see where I have it already in. You see that? What I did is I pre-installed these and left this half sticking up. That's only because this is not that heavy, and I was able to slide it down onto the track. But here is level 3, and it's going to be a little bit heavier to try and hold this up and try and make them all line up. It'll require a lot of strength, and it might cause a lot of frustration. So for level 3, I'm doing it this way. And what you want to do is make sure your Allen is set up, ready to go. You get a screw ready to go on there. Have your finger standing by here to catch this. Okay, so that's lined up. See how it went straight through? The other side is not. I just dropped my set screw. The other side is not lining up. So what I think I have to do is like move this out a little bit so I could get my camera back in there. And then I could show you how to get those tracks to line up. Okay, let's try this again. You could pre-install these set screws into your vertical bracket ahead of time, which is what I probably should have did. But you don't want to go too far, because then it won't go into the track. You can't have like part of the set screw peeping out on the other side, or else it won't go into the track. Okay, let's give that a little torque. And now we're going to go to the other side. Then of course, off camera, I'm going to install the other 3 screws on each and do that final torque off camera. You guys probably don't want to see that. So let me get the other side going. You see how this is not lining up? It's like off center. What I found just by chance is like you come loosen your screw heads here just a little bit, and then it should line up. See that? See that now? You see how it lines up? Move this out of the way. See what happens now when I tighten this. Tighten it back up. So what you do is you loosen this screw going this way, and then once you get this stacking bracket started in the next channel, don't take this out. Now you tighten it back up and slide this down to where it needs to go. This side is a bit tight, so I have to tap it. And now don't forget to tighten these guys. So now everything is square. And you get your set screw, which is always falling off. Pain in the butt. You start it. Remember, just to have it just above the line so you don't lose it down inside that hole. Turn it sideways if you need to put more torque on it, if it won't go in. But yeah, there you go. Let me tighten everything off camera, And then I'm going to join the two pieces together. So you can see all my M5 nuts right here, if this thing will just focus. So we have that case. Then down here, here's a good example of how the brackets work. So this bracket turns sideways and gets screwed into this one. And that's how it becomes one solid unit. See that? That gets screwed into this one. Okay, so let me knock that out and show you the finished product here. Okay, right back. I need a couple more set screws to finish out this connection. I got 3 more here that's out. I think I need 4. But I wanted to use this opportunity to really go over the crazy amount of hardware that Moducase gives you. Must be super cheap to make these hardware over there, because they give you so much. So after completing 5 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 110s, a 98, and then I think a 56, whatever you call it. So altogether, you could go on their website and buy the whole set, and I'm left with 2 screws that are not used, a couple washers, which I'm going to put in here, along with all of these washers. Let me just go ahead and separate everything and show you all at once. Okay. Even if these are all individual cases that you put together, you'd still have a lot left. Okay, so all of this is from the 4 that I built. So I got these screws left over, some set screws that I need to finish up. We got all of these feet that we don't need, just need it for the bottom. 1, 2, 3 full packages of the brackets that join them together. A full bag of the main large screws in the preservative oil. You could probably see that, all that oil in there. That's what gets on your hands. 1, 2, like 2 full bags of washers. Whenever I'm not gonna never need washers again for as long as I live. Look at all the extra M5 nuts that join the 2 cases together. I still have 4 stacking brackets. 1, 2, 3 bags of the small screws to join the 2 cases together. 1, 2, 3 full bags of set screws. Now, I don't know if you're a machinist, you need set screws. I got them. Now, the 5th case, I didn't even open the bag. It's still completely untouched. Good job, Moducase. But if this translates into, are you making us pay for all of this? You know, we don't need all of this. and you could lower the price of your Moducase, go ahead and do that. But if this is like just free stuff, just to give us free stuff, okay. But if we're secretly paying for this in the price of the Moducase, then no thank you. We don't need all of this extra hardware. Just give us exactly what we need. You guys are engineers, do the math, and know we need, like, okay, we only need per case 12 of these, not 50. You know, we only need maybe 4 of these, not 8. The set screws, we only need 4 of these, and so there's 4 times only 16. We don't need like 32. Washers, the same amount of washers as nuts, as bolts, I mean. Your M5 screws, which join 2 cases together, technically, we only need 4. We don't need 8. And that's what they give you. They give you 8. That's bags unopened. And the feet, you know, of course, we got 1 feet. And then we only need these brackets. If we only need 4 of these M5s, then we only need 4 of these brackets, which they do. That's what they do give you. But so that's my question. Are they going overboard on these screws so they could charge us more? You know, any of you that like to talk and bitch and complain and moan and groan, go call Moducase, get something changed, to get something done, lower the price, increase the speed in which we receive our product. It's kind of uncalled for. It's like really ridiculous. I had to wait 1.5 years to get this set of Moducases. Crazy that I waited that long. And if I would have canceled, I probably would have lost money. And then let's see what else. They could open a manufacturing facility, probably Mexico or Canada, or maybe in the U.S. Some little city that needs jobs. You know, if there's a lot of sales in the U.S., set up manufacturing in the U.S. or North America at least. You know, and then we could get our product a lot faster. So let me finish joining these together. Let me show you guys some. Luna, what happened? Where are you? You hungry? Where are you? Come here. Go take a nap. Huh? Yeah, you like it? Okay, hold on. Hi, Looney. Oh, I know. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Is it time to eat? Okay. Hi, Looney. Hi, Mooney. Hello. Hi, Looney. Oh, sorry.